In this video, we're going to be looking at ways to calm the heat in the body. When we're experiencing hot flushes, then it's a case of this amazing lower dantian area in our body suddenly releasing out of an imbalance a huge amount of energy, and we experience that as heat. And in some way it's the body looking to rebalance, but in another way it's a deeper imbalance of the yin and the yang energy of the body. So this series of exercises, it's not going to be a one-off and it will stop your hot flushes forever, but it will begin to deeply repattern that yin and yang balance, the water and the fire balance, the cool and the heat balance. So let's go ahead and start, and you might want to do this exercise several times. At the very end of this video, I'm going to show you an exercise to do that can immediately stop a hot flush if you catch it just as it's beginning to start releasing that immense heat. And even for some of us, we'll feel like there's a building and then a release. And if you can catch it at the building point, then very often, for about 80–85% of women, that will stop the hot flush from actually coming through the body. But the point is that the imbalance is still there. The hot flush is simply a symptom, isn't it? So this series of exercises will help bring more balance to those deeper places. All right, so let's start. Of course, grounding is essential, and I've written about that in this week's blog. So the first place we're going to start is with a hookup. But you know the hookup of having a finger in the belly button and a finger in the third eye. And what I'm going to invite you to do is just a little bit different. We're going to go about 2–3 centimeters below the belly button. And this is a point that is an access point into that lower dantian energy. So we're going to come in there, and then we're going to come into the third eye. And from here, you just go ahead and do your hookup as usual. So pressing in and lifting up. And you can usually get quite a few fingers into that lower dantian point. It's a very big point. It covers several centimeters. And as we're here, whether you're sitting, standing or lying, then just drop your awareness into the body, consciously looking to release any tension. As I really hope you're beginning to deeply understand by now, tension creates adrenaline or stress in the body, and that in turn really creates a fundamental imbalance in our energy and in our hormones. And all of these exercises that we're about to do are brilliant as standalone ones as well. So if you really resonate with one above the others, then bring that one out more often. Okay, so we're going to move on from this low hookup to keeping the hand in the same place at the bottom, and I'm really tucked into that lower dantian point. And with my other hand, I'm just going to bring across. So I'm really covering that point in the bottom of my throat, in that throat notch. This is a point that relates to triple warmer, and in a minute we're going to be doing more work around this area on the clavicles and the throat. It plays a very important place in this part of our body for actually allowing the balance of water and fire. Obviously, when we come from the body into the neck, there's a big difference in size. Our energy body has to come from the physical into a very small area, and that can create incredible congestion in our energy flow. So make sure you're not holding any tension in your shoulders. I have a beautiful balance of water and fire here, with the heat of the sun on my face and the dew of the grass on my feet. Lovely. So now we're going to come to an exercise called bringing down the flame. And we can pop our hands on our thighs just to bring our consciousness into groundedness. Breathing in well and releasing that breath deeply. One more time here. And then we're going to bring our arms up above our head as we breathe in next. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring the thumb into the very top of the head. Leaving it there as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring that thumb into the third eye area, just where we were hooking up. As we breathe out, we're going to bring it down to the center of the sternum. Leave it there as we breathe in. And this time as we breathe out, we're going to come and position it right over that lower dantian point. So we're really bringing any excess heat back down into this amazing power center. And maybe on your next exhalation, you can just smooth down the thighs so that we come back to where we started. And take a breath here. You can also visualize as you breathe out that you're breathing out through your feet. It's a very, very simple but powerful visualization for bringing that heat down into the body and out of the body. Okay, so next we're going to come back up to this area that can get so congested, and especially the area behind, so on top of and underneath the clavicle. That can really jam up, and if it jams up here, it jams up at the back as well. So underneath that trapezius muscle and even under the scapula. So these are ways that we can bring much more space into this area so that rather than it getting congested and then the body needing to create fire to almost burn or blast through the congestion, this has natural flow up and down. We're designed to bring in that great big yang spiral of energy from above our head right down into that lower dantian, and then the big yin spiral of energy below our feet again into that lower dantian. And from that place, all of the physical energy we need is distributed through the body. So we need to make sure that we can be a clear conduit for that energy. All right, so let's come up here. And first of all, let's just massage a few times, a few deep strokes from the corner of the clavicle or collarbone where we're very used to tapping for K27, and all the way to the edge, so where the clavicle ends and the top of the shoulder muscle, arm muscle rather, begins. So let's smooth that area deeply a few times. And let's go to the other place as well. So moving right along the underneath and the top of that bone. And we're going to do it again on the side that we started on, but we're going to go really slowly and as deeply as we can manage. And as we do that, just to help bring the stretch even more to this area, we're going to turn our face to the opposite direction. All right, so beginning to press deeply in and along the clavicle. So I'm not on the bone itself. As I begin to really increase the stretch through that area, and it feels so good until we get to the end of the clavicle, and we're just going to sweep the energy off and down the arm. Now let's come to this side. So again, pressing in and then along that clavicle as you gently, slowly turn your head in the opposite direction. And for some of you, this will have quite a lot of discomfort in it, so Be mindful as you go through the days of doing this, it will get less and less. And getting right to the end and then just smoothing that down the arm. And we're going to help the back of the shoulder by coming over, and you can just, as far as you can reach, just massage that great big trapezius muscle, a muscle again that can get very, very tight and stop energy moving through the neck. And then you can just sweep it over and across to the opposite hip. Let's come to this side as well. All right, lovely. So already I hope that you're feeling much more grounded and that your fire-water balance will be looking to actually connect with each other.